Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?
Patriots, this is Secret Service Sam. Welcome to Samson's World. Oh my God, the live feed is blowing up. We're at 50 people already. I just turned this light on and you guys are there for me. I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. It's your world, Patriots. It's all of our world, I guess. We're all living it. Hey, Silky Sweet, how are you doing? So great to have you here. Sorry, you guys. Hey, how's it going, Stand Up Durko? Guys, I hope you're having a lovely day. I apologize that I'm just coming on live. I know I missed yesterday and the day before, but I was in DC reporting for the Midas Touch Network, which was super exciting. Hold on one second. I'm just making sure this is getting shared to Twitter. Yes, it is very exciting. I am now a contributor for the Midas Touch Network. I am also the food and lifestyle critic for LA Magazine. So I have been super busy. Just a lot of craziness. Action Packed, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Action Packed, did you see the picture from, what was it, Mars? They said it cost like $2 billion, and 9 years later that we saw our first sunset on Mars. That's pretty exciting. I'm in a work call, but just wanted to drop in. Like, oh, thank you so much, Action Pack. Hey, Action Pack, how is your turtle doing? I never heard about your turtle. I'm hoping your turtle's okay. I remember you said his arm was swollen or something like that. Let me know what's going on with that. Silky Sweet had some ultrasounds done on her throat and breast, waiting on results, praying all comes back. But no is something. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm praying too for you that they're all benign and clear. Have you been having issues with your throat? Is everything okay? I hope you're doing good. I'll definitely put in a prayer for you. Of course, you're such a sweet person, so I know you'll be okay. It's very sad, guys. There has literally been no new leads on this Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, and I just can't understand it. You know, let me tell. I might have want to come. I have a woman who's been helping me with a lot of the information, Alana, on the Nancy Guthrie case. Let me just send her a quick link to the show, see if she can come on and chat with us. But it's shocking to me. While Kash Patel is sitting there partying with the Olympic team, you know, it's like we have so much going on. I was saying it's like I kind of wish the FBI director was just like a, you know, almost looked like Jerome Powell, the Fed chair guy, like just, you know, gray hair, perfectly parted hair, the kind of guy who gets up at 4 a.m. to work out and is just reading, isn't on social media, does not have a podcast. I was just saying, there's like the first administration where I feel like we know the names of everybody because they're always into some craziness. You know, RFK is doing cold plunges in his blue jeans, which is so uncomfortable. Kash Patel is celebrating with the U.S. men's hockey team. By the way, shout out to the U.S. women's hockey team. They denied the invitation to come to the White House, which rightfully so. President Trump made the joke, oh, well, I guess now I got to invite the women. Like, it's just so sexist, man. It's like, why wouldn't you invite them both? And then the men's hockey team, shout out to 5 people who actually didn't show up and, you know, stood on some business. But he invites me and he feeds. What is it with him feeding everybody McDonald's? Don't you guys think that's cheap? Like, don't they have like a chef at the White House who probably cooks up some good stuff? And they offer our men's Olympic team, who's just back. I mean, Italy is some of the best food ever. But McDonald's, I don't know why. I mean, is he sponsored by McDonald's? It's just so weird to me. But who knows? Of course. History had 2 removed from one side and 1 removed from another breast some years ago, and all but nada, but throat also a third of the left side. But something there, just another life issue I deal with. I am so sorry to hear that. Silky Sweet, I really hope you're you know, you get to the doctor and you have a nice review and everything. That sucks. On top of having MS, oh my God. Well, you're such a strong person, and I wish you the best, because it's not easy. I mean, your health is wealth, you know, and people just don't seem to understand that. I'll play this video real quick of this beautiful woman, Renee, who I interviewed yesterday in DC. Like I said, I just got back from DC. Some of you guys were on the live feed. I appreciate you. Man, I was freezing my butt off in Washington, DC. I should have brought a tripod because I was just holding the camera. Thank you to E. Woods. Shout out to E. Woods, who was really helping me in that live feed, moderating the live feed. But listen to this woman's story real quick. This is interesting. This is my latest report I did for the Midas Touch Network, which, if you don't know, the Midas Touch is the #1 podcast on YouTube. Not political, it is political podcast, but out of all podcasts on YouTube, it is #1. It beats out Joe Rogan, Kill Tony, Candace, everybody. So I'm very proud to be working for those guys, the Measles brothers. They're amazing guys. They're super sweet. And it's just a true honor to get to work with them. I've been manifesting that job for a year now almost. Let's see. Thanks, yeah, and being alone, just me and my furry chihuahuas past 4 years, and fake friends got rid of. Hey, Silky Sweet, you always got me, and you always have the other people who are here on this podcast in the live Action Packed. I'm sure we have a lot of people who support you. So if you ever feel like you're alone, you're really never quite totally alone, you know, and I'm a friend of yours. So if you ever need anything, feel free to email and reach out to me, and I'll do what I can to help you. That was a better speech done than listening to lying Trump. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Move On and the Midas Touch, they hosted just a great event. But listen to this woman. Here's a woman who was actually at the State of the Union and her reaction.
Sitting there telling all those lies. He was not even thinking about us regular people who live the lives of what he's saying.
Secret Service Sam here for the Midas Touch, and I'm here with Renee Bumbray Graves. I had to get her story out here. Now, you were at the State of the Union last night, correct?
Yes, I was. I don't know where he's getting his facts from, but for us real people, everyday people, his facts were way off and everything. And it really made me feel bad that he would sit up there and say all the money he's saving, but you don't want to give anything towards health care. It was just embarrassing to know that our president is not for all the people. I work in health care, and I can't afford health insurance.
You are a healthcare worker who does not have health care. So can you just let people know a little bit about your story?
Last year, me and my husband had, through the marketplace, we had health care, and our premium was like $544 a month. When we went to renew our premium, it was over $1,300. So it's a very scary situation, because I just pray to God that nothing happens, but I'm very upset because I can't afford some of the medications that could make my life easier.
And that is so shameful, especially when the president was sitting there boasting about how wonderful and how Americans are doing. Now, you testified in front of Congress. Can you tell us just a little bit about that experience?
It seemed like the Republicans' only concern was about the dollars.
We saw that there was tremendous abuse of the system. With $38 trillion in debt, someone's paying for that.
I do everything the right way, and it's not fair that I cannot afford to get any kind of insurance, and then you're standing up there just constantly telling us about illegal people. That's not my problem.
The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
And stop blaming it on Obama. He is not the president anymore. You are. Sit down and talk to us, the real people. When you mess with Medicaid and Medicare, you're messing with them.
Did you see Al Green get kicked out last night?
I was proud of him for doing it. I gotta admit, because no one looks at the negative stuff he does. That was so racist.
So here's a message to President Trump and the entire administration. Help good, hardworking Americans get health insurance and quit acting like you're doing something that you're not.
You're supposed to be for the people, and you have not made America great.
For the Midas Touch Network, this is Secret Service Sam, and I will always stick up for good, hardworking Americans, and we all deserve free health care. That's true. We do all deserve free health care. Democrat liars. I'm not sure who's lying. I mean, how can you watch? Guys, Trump's approval ratings are the lowest of any president this century. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, at some point, you just got to call it what it is. You know, and it's okay. A lot of U.S. presidents have done crappy, you know, but at some point you got to be willing to just admit like, yo, this isn't working. You know, it just is not working. And it's so sad that this woman, healthcare premiums have shot up. They really have. They got rid of the Affordable Care Act. And kicked millions of, 17 million people off of health insurance. They just suspended Medicaid today in Minnesota. So Dr. Oz, Dr. Oz, really, guys? That's where we're at. Dr. Oz, that fake doctor who said he was exposing Armenian fraud when I went there to Van Nuys where he said there was fraud, to a fake grocery store, he said, and I went shopping at that grocery store. The polls have never been wrong these past few years, dude. Look it up for yourself. Show me FC-ZCV-TC. Show me where his ratings are high. It's just call it what it is. It's okay. People are not happy with the president. There is some MAGA who is still dedicated to him to the point where they would literally cut off their front nose and still say, I got a nose, I'm good. His approval ratings are the lowest approval ratings for any president this century. Let that sink in. Grinder, Mike Johnson, JD Vance, they're all jokes. They really are. RFK, all the stupid videos he's putting out. He's a vaccine denier. Yep, you have to question exactly. Democrat or Republican, you have to question everything and everyone political because they all have a motive. Like Hakeem Jeffries, I can't stand him. Chuck Schumer, I can't stand him. He's so full of shit. They act like they care. They don't care. When groups of Democrats are polled, his approval ratings are down. When groups of Republicans are polled, he's at 70%. If you're not willing to tell the truth, then why bother? Send me that Vineyard GHS. I don't see it. I have not seen any of that. If so, don't you think President Trump would be the first one showing his approval ratings? For the first time in 90 years, they canceled the Gallup polls, which that has been the official polling for the approval ratings of the president. They've canceled that. His approval ratings are low. I've had several people on here on my show who were MAGA, who were saying they voted for Trump the last 2 elections he was in, or 3 elections, and now they're not happy. They are not seeing it. Jobs are down. Unemployments are down. Well, who are you? I'm Secret Service Sam. Again, if anybody wants to come on the show and chat with me, you guys are always welcome. I love to hear everybody's opinion. So if you disagree with something I'm saying, please come on and tell me. Please come on the show and correct it. Tell me where his approval ratings are. Only Trump tells them the truth according to Trump. Exactly. And everybody's like, did you know that was the lowest viewed State of the Union, I think, in a long time, they were saying. People are like, yeah, it was so good because he spoke for 3 hours. Just because you speak for 3 hours doesn't mean it's good. I've seen comedians do hours of comedy, and that doesn't mean it's hilarious. It's about what you're saying. It's about the content of what you're saying, right? So just because you're up there spewing and diarrheaing out of your mouth doesn't mean it's right. Hey, Tammy, harder. I'm getting harder. No, a lot of people didn't watch. I just saw the recap of a lot of it, but it's just, good Lord. I mean, all the sycophants just standing up and clapping for it. Yeah, he spoke for 3 hours, but he didn't really say anything that important, you guys. There was nothing. There was no solutions for any of the real problems that Americans are facing. Groceries are still high. Rent prices are still high. I will say gasoline has come down, but a lot of people say that's not really controlled by the president anyway. Energy is way up. I don't know. You guys tell me, like maybe some of you guys are experiencing a different experience than we are. Are you a USSA member? No, I am not, John. It's funny. A lot of people were asking me that because I went to Big Five before I went to DC to get some warm clothes. And I realized the hat I had, it was a USS Air Force winter hat that I had. It was the only hat that I saw there, and I grabbed it. But no, I am not a member of the Air Force. I wouldn't pretend to be a veteran because I really respect and honor our veterans. One of my best friends, Hector, is a Marine. It's sad. My friend Hector, he's Mexican, and he carries his passport around with him now, and he's a Marine. But even he's like scared because if ICE comes up to him, he's Latino. And it's kind of crazy that he served our country. He's a Marine, but yet somebody could come up to him and ask him for his papers and whatnot. Guys, this is Samson's World, where court, comedy, and culture and your world collide. Like I said, if you guys saw, they have the first picture of a sunset on Mars. Let me see if I can pull that puppy up for us. I know we talk a lot about politics and everything, but, let me see if we can find some common grounds here in space. Mars, isn't it? I think it was Mars, right? Is that right, Action Packed? Are you there? I believe it was let me see. I think it was Mars they just got a picture on, wasn't it? Let's see. Was it Mars? What other planet? Do you guys know? Can anybody let me know in the comments? Sorry, too. I'm sweating a little bit. I did some Pilates today. I was working out. You got to make sure to take care of yourself. Yeah, that's a good point, Stan Durka. Where are the checks? Right, guys? I mean, look, MAGA, everybody, Democrats, where are the checks? Right? For all the tariff, where's our tariff refund checks? Where is the checks from all these tariffs that were brought in? Everybody was promised $2,000. Who did you say you are again? I'm Secret Service Sam. What do you mean, John? I just said it. John Olive, come on and talk to me on the show. Here's the link on the show if you want to talk to me personally. I would love to hear your experience. I would love to hear what you think about the state of our country. Oh, I have Alana has just popped into the comments. Now, Alana has been literally one of the top investigative reporters on this Nancy Guthrie case. The Doge, yeah, where's the Doge $5,000 check? I believe Silky Sweet, it was Mars, where they said it was like $2 billion, 9 years, and they got a picture on Mars, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the Doge checks, whatever happened to that? All the way from, all I'm saying, guys, send the check. MAGA, you want a check, don't you? We all want a check. Where is it? Let's switch gears a little bit. We're going to get into the Nancy Guthrie case for a second. Like I said, I have Alana here. Let me see. I'll bring her into the mix. Alana, are you there?
Hey, how are you, Samson? How was
I'm
Washington?
Good. Washington was amazing. It was so cold. I'm a California boy now. Like, I grew up in St. Louis, but man, I went to the Big Five store. I grabbed like some winter gloves, some socks, long underwear, tops and bottoms, and it was still cold. I mean, it's amazing how the cold just finds its way in there. And even, you know, and I was standing still, like I didn't bring a tripod, which I should have, because I was recording a live feed the entire time. And yeah, it's crazy.
And your hands are cold.
It was so chilly. Like, and when I was done, I was like, you know how like your sides start to cramp up where you're like, okay, breathe through it. But it was an amazing experience. I got to interview Joy Reid at the end of it, and Katie Fang, who they hosted the whole event. And Joy Reid was just amazing. I know in the comments people are like, oh, I hate Joy Reid, but I don't know how you could hate her. She's such a beautiful spirit. The woman can sing, she can speak. She's just like no nonsense, so smart, a literal genius.
Nice.
And it's so funny to me how people are like, oh, she's, you know, they can talk badly and say just such terrible things. And just meeting her in person, she was just such an amazing person. So we're switching gears a little bit. Savannah Guthrie just released another video. Let me see if maybe I can pull that up. Her latest plea. I mean, and I had a video that's actually going really viral on Instagram because somebody had like oh, okay, is this it? So make dark parts of the photo light enough to see. Now look here, let me pull this on. Because somebody is showing that it was some filter work, like they just did this on their phone, that they're able to see a car in the background and what looks like maybe somebody else waiting. So hold on, let me bring this.
Send me that.
Here, I'll bring
screenshot
that
it.
right into the mix right now so you can
And
see.
it's not AI.
I mean, it's so hard to tell these days,
It's
right?
so hard to tell. Yeah, age of deception.
I mean, you just don't, and the hard part with AI is it's just going to get harder and harder to tell.
Yeah, because they're getting better and better.
This comes in, and I mean, it's
which is why we're out learning to see with our own eyes.
I know. Yeah, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, it's not wanting to come in. Why?
Yeah, I'm glad that they brought that though to the front of the news, that there was an accomplice. There's apparently an accomplice.
Right. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody could have acted alone on this, right?
Right.
I mean,
it was thought out.
It had to be. I mean, you can't commit, I would imagine, a high-profile kidnapping like this and with the FBI. But, you know, it's no surprise that the FBI is not coming up with anything. I mean, I'm sure it's enraging a lot of people out there. You know, Kash Patel, did you guys just hear that he delayed there was a mass shooting they had, I was saying, and the FBI ended up having to drive through the night in cars because Kash Patel had, Kash Patel had the planes taken up. And then when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you know, he wouldn't get off the plane because he forgot his FBI jacket. So he had to wear some woman's FBI jacket because he's like, I need a medium. And then it didn't have the 2 patches he wanted. So do you see this picture? Yeah, I'll text it to you now.
It looks a little AI-ish to me, just from what I'm seeing here.
It kind of does, but I
don't think they would park right there if they knew there was a camera too, you know?
I guess, but this was something they were saying it was very dark in the background. And so let me see. I'm going to text it to you.
Thanks.
Let me see. And let me see if there's another video. Yeah, because this was what I had seen. Let me see too. I colorized the pictures, released this. Okay, here's some colorized.
My car.
Yeah, right. You're like, wait a minute, that's me.
No, that is the kind of car I have.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
I wasn't there.
Here's some colorized pictures, which are interesting as well. Because this kind of opens it up a little more to see what we're seeing. Hold on one second. I'll bring this into the mix. Yeah, I mean, Savannah's message today, it was very sad. I mean, you can tell she has not slept for the month. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. And it's got to be even more heartbreaking just knowing that it seems like the FBI is all but kind of given up, it seems, and they
we
don't
know,
have
but
leads. I just don't
I am
understand.
really glad to see, though, they're moving some of the investigations to Phoenix, and I have been emailing the Phoenix office with things that I've been discovering. So I'm really glad to see that there, because especially if there was a 911 call that a woman saw a woman in a car with the window down and the door slightly ajar screaming. So she called 911. And this was 3 miles from Nancy's home, and at the exact time, shortly after she was kidnapped. And it's right before the freeway. So if only we knew which way did that car go. Did it go south? And we know Mexico, right? If it went north, and we know Phoenix, right? Or that area, or to an airport and then out somewhere we don't know.
Right.
Is that the video? Yeah.
Yeah, this is her latest, or I don't know if this is the latest. Let me see which one.
24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then, of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home.
Praying
hope
for that.
Against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home.
Yeah.
For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million.
Yeah, here was the reward she
for any information that leads us to her recovery. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000
Wow.
to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Wow.
For their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost.
Wow. I didn't know that.
We're hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need.
Yeah.
And need prayers and need support. So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign. So please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived.
Yeah.
Please be the light in the dark.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. I didn't know they donated $500,000. That's really impressive.
I think that is really great. A lot of comments are like, oh, there are a lot of people that go missing and they don't get this kind of coverage. So I think that she's cognizant of that and aware of that and how painful it is, and wants to turn her suffering into some light for others.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's really beautiful. Now here's the picture you just sent me. Can you explain this a little bit?
That's from
Alana?
Inside Edition. Yeah. So that is where the 911 call came in. And you'll see where that dot is. It says 911. And then you're seeing where Nancy's home is. Literally right before the freeway where you're going to go Phoenix or towards Mexico. So we don't know which way that went
towards. I mean, yeah, you'd almost have to assume they went towards Mexico.
I would think personally, but I am glad to see that they are doing some investigations in Phoenix right now. I saw that in the news today. They moved some of the FBI investigations to Phoenix.
Hmm.
There's probably only so much they can do in Mexico,
Right.
but the woman reported that it was a blue or gray Chevy Malibu, and the
Right.
person that you and I have been talking about for the last
Hmm.
2 weeks,
Yep.
person who was inserted into this and is related to Kayla Day,
Right.
has a blue/gray Toyota Avalon, which looks
Right.
very similar to the body.
That's crazy to me. Is this the
Yeah.
picture you sent? Is that
And let's not put that on there because I don't think
okay?
that we
Got
should.
it.
Yeah.
Got it. But
But
it's the guy is, I won't say his name, but he's saying new car what, and
yeah,
it looks like a blue car. I mean, so it's just God. I mean, and can we go back over a little bit, Alana, of the claims of land that they had for minerals and stuff? We were talking about the Hubie family, right? It's not the Guthrie family, but can you
right.
explain and clarify the relation of that and
Yeah.
why that could be something of interest to this case?
Yeah, so William Huebe Jr.'s father, so Huebe Sr., he has 8 claims. You can just Google his name and look for how many mining claims does he have, and they will all show. Now, they're in different areas, different properties, but one of them just happens to be on Jim Chilton's ranch, which is right at the border and where it's a hot spot for the smuggling, which we talked about last time, right?
And who's
Because
Jim Chilton again?
he owns the ranch.
He owns the ranch. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we played that video of him talking. He was being interviewed by CNN talking about how they were building the Trump wall, and they literally ended right there. So he says, look, I can just walk into Mexico. And he showed his surveillance cameras of 3,700 people on his cameras walking. There's been cartel shootings. There have been drugs. So he is always talking about the hardships that he has had because he is this direct hotspot of, and it's just ironic that William's father happens to have a mining claim right there on that ranch.
Let me see. I can actually bring that video up real quick to show everybody.
Oh, great.
Again. Hold on one
and
second.
William he served 9 years for smuggling illegals across the border.
Right, which is so crazy. And he got out 2 years early, correct?
International boundary.
Maybe even more.
And the Trump wall came out.
Hold on one second. Let me put that
Yeah,
on.
that's the video. Good. I'm glad you have it.
All the way to here. And it stopped the day President Biden took office. Kind of like you build a house and you finish it out, except you don't put the doors or windows in, and then you wonder why people come off the street and camp in it. 3,700 people have been picked up on my cameras inside my ranch. They were in camouflage and carpet shoes, so it's dangerous out there.
If we were to come back and visit you in 4 years, do you think that'll all be finished?
There may be lawsuits.
That's interesting. And this is just showing what Trump's relation to the minerals, and this was the tattoo artist, right?
Trump somehow connected with Jim Chilton based on his hardships and Trump knowing that there's a lot of precious minerals in that area. Similar to his interest in Ukraine and to Greenland, there's a lot of those kind of precious minerals, copper, needed for electronic devices that the world is running short on. And that is an area that's got, that people are mining.
They're always interested in minerals and natural resources. If they're interested in land, there's always a reason behind it. It's not because they like the view.
I wish they'd realize that at some point we're going to run out. We have to just start budgeting natural resources.
I always like the quote somebody said, man worships an invisible God while ignoring the visible God, which is our planet and our natural resources. And especially how, they've release some of these restrictions on the EPA and stuff. I just, whether you believe in global warming or not, you have to believe in that, our Earth is a living, breathing organism, and it's like, if we don't have it, we have nothing. And it's crazy how people think you can just abuse the earth and that it'll just, oh, I'll be okay. It's like if you smoke cigarettes every day and thinking that your lungs are just gonna regenerate themselves and it's like after a while you die from lung cancer.
And as you know, I come from a yogic background, right? That's my history and my career for the last 30 years. And we look at the earth as a feminine entity, right? We call it Mother Earth because she's not aggressive. She's not trying to, capitalize on her resources. She just is this perfect entity and perfect order. And it's sad that when we see men, not saying men as far as gender, but all humanity that's kind of pillaging all of these resources faster than it can replenish itself. And it is a massive problem. And I wish we could just respect that natural feminine energy of this planet a little more.
Yeah. Well, I always say, it's weird. So many, people worship God as the creator of life and all this and that. But who's the creator of life on earth? Women. You know what I mean? And, you see these preachers try to say, no, they're just the vessel. And it's like, no, they are not the vessel. You know what I mean? Like men give themselves way too much credit. And I always wonder why we don't worship our women, because literally we all come from a woman. To me, the real proof of God is a child being born.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing, and so crazy that we come out of our mother's body, that she makes us and carries us for 9 months and births us. And people don't think that's God. People don't think that's, the miracle of life to me, is just, I don't know. You would think women would be the most respected, like all men are.
It's an interesting arc because in some of our like medieval and ancient cultures, women were revered. Women were leaders. They're like Viking or Greek. But what happens is when there's something very powerful, then other entities try to control that. And I think that's what we have seen happen with women throughout history, is that it's controlled and suppressed. And I mean, even look at the women's hockey team. I know. Even they're mocked for their glory. But
I'll bring that up too while you reminded me of that, because I want to show the video of the women's hockey team, their response, because that's the thing about it. When Trump was just joking,
Hillary,
it wasn't a joke, and it was just sexist, It was like, oh, I guess we're gonna have to invite the women now, like they didn't do just the same. And it's just like, if the men hockey team really had some guts and everything, they would have said, okay, hey, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like if they really, but they laughed along with it. And it's just like, guys, just because he, you can think what you want, but it's just like, just because he laughs it off and makes that joke doesn't mean you got to be a part of it. And Kash Patel sitting there just slamming beers with the guys are like, that's so cool. But he's the FBI director. If he was some podcaster celebrity, nobody would care. But the fact is we're so vulnerable right now to any type of an attack because they know our FBI director is just jerking off, So here's a message from the.
She's so great.
And I think, just.
Let me play this.
No, I just thought the joke was distasteful and unfortunate. And I think, just the way women are represented, it's a great teaching point to really shine light on how women should be championed for their amazing feats. And now I have to sort of sit, and anybody has to sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility. But what is shifting the focus and shifting the narrative of this amazing accomplishment that we all did together. And granted, the men's and the women's team did it together, and that is super special. It's never been done in our program's history. It's something we're extremely proud about. But these women are amazing, and whatever is going on shouldn't never outshine or minimize their work and our success on the world stage. This was the best American women's hockey team, the best American team we've ever put together on a world stage when the lights have been the brightest ever. And so I think everybody felt that, going through the tournament. And I want to celebrate. I want people to be remembered for that. I want the legacy of this team to be remembered.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, notwithstanding all the other madness that we get from this administration and from Trump in
Sure.
particular, just imagine if that was Biden or Obama that did that.
Oh, right.
The
Yeah.
uproar. We'd have
I
another
know.
January 6th.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I just wish the door swung both ways. It's just like, and I always say it's like do unto others as you want done to yourself. Or, a lot of people can't imagine with Trump how they would be enraged if Biden had said something like this, or a Democratic president. Everybody'd
Right.
be enraged about it. Real quick, I found the video. It says it took 9 years and 3 billion miles to get this shot. Pluto's icy mountains. It was Pluto that they got the shot from, which is really pretty crazy to see. But let me see if I can bring that up also. But it's just, the way Trump did it, like, oh, I guess we have to invite the women. It's just so old school sexist, like, oh, this is the boys club, and I guess we got to tell the gals about it. It's just,
I
and it's
love the
funny, you
men
have
that are
people-
stepping up, though. You're seeing them, a lot of men and a couple of the hockey players are like, that's not acceptable. It's not how we treat women. So
Right.
if anything, like Hillary said, it's an education point. It's a talking point. Shift the narrative to to what positive things that are happening and the people who are responding positively.
Exactly. And it's about leadership. And, like somebody here in the comments, Regina, they always have say Biden called black children roaches. I haven't seen that clip, but also I completely denounce that. I'm not, it's funny. And also people can't accept both sides. They act like when you criticize one person that we're saying somebody else is perfect. You know what I mean?
Like that kind of response, it separates you from the issue at hand. We're saying
Right.
it's just. Yeah.
Right. Or they're saying, Biden is a senile meat popsicle. It's like, yeah, but what is Trump do? You know what I mean? They keep talking about Biden. It's just so crazy.
It is because they're brainwashed.
Send me the link,
from
Regina.
Trump.
And Regina, I believe you. I'm sure Biden did a lot of disgusting things, said a lot of disgusting things. We're not condoning that. I'm just saying let's call it out wherever it is,
Right.
even especially with these Epstein files. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's all of us agree we hate pedophiles and it should be squashed out like roaches wherever it exists.
I'm hoping Bill Clinton takes one for the team. And if there is anything that would implicate him, that he's forthcoming with it.
Right. I mean, at
tell
least
us all
he's
of
saying, look, let's talk about it. I don't, I'm not doubting that Bill Clinton might have been part of it and does some disgusting things, but at least I'm okay with giving him up. I think that's the problem is so many people with Trump, they've hung their hat on him so hard and it's reached like this cult-like status. He says, we don't have the problem. You're the problem. It's just this blame game. Like, Regina, come on the show and chat if you really want. But it's here is the video of Pluto. This is pretty amazing. 4.6 billion miles away, mountains made of solid water and ice. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Negative 375 degrees. That is cold.
That's a cold plunge.
That is a cold plunge for you.
We'll send RFK Jr. there.
Yeah, RFK couldn't even take it. I mean, that's the thing, Regina. If you can't accept that Democrats and Republicans are both part of the problem, then you're taking part in the problem. Because I think, what I've learned just being an adult, being a responsible man, is being able to admit when you're wrong. So many people have such a problem being like, I was wrong, I messed up, I'm wrong, and it's okay to admit it. And somebody, Regina, they want to see the video. I'm not doubting that Biden said this. I mean, I don't get
on with Virginia.
I know they're just,
Can I share what I posted on Facebook yesterday? I said, I think one of the most challenging aspects of the political humanitarian divide that we're in today is that the joy that Trump supporters exhibit at the suffering of others.
Right. No, it's very odd. Like, I have no joy, or else, when Biden, it's so easy for me to call out a president, but I think the problem is when it goes into a cult-like behavior and you just love this man no matter what,
it's scary.
Then you're not able to really assess the situation and be honest about it. It's just oh, it's just this blame game. And all of our politicians are doing it. You know, during the shutdowns, they're like, it's the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans. While we're the ones who are, you know, it's like a mom and dad saying, it's your mother's fault. It's your father's fault. It's your mother's fault. Well, guess what? You guys forgot to pick me up. Uh-oh, we have somebody who came into the studio. Let me see. This is William. I don't know where he is.
All right, you want me to head out?
I don't. Yeah, if you want, let me see. Oh, this is William. We can see William. Did you want to say something? What was that?
We don't want to know.
I don't even know, dude. I mean, that's the thing. There's some weird, creepy people out there. Again, you guys can come on the show if you want to have a conversation.
Yeah, and just to sum that up, like it's not political. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of Biden either, but it's just like, let's just address how people act as an individual and not always have to bring it in to compare to someone else.
That's the thing.
You know, if we talk about Trump misbehaving, address that as the single issue first. Then we can expand the conversation and discuss how other people act to compare to that.
Of course.
Or a separate conversation. Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. I mean, look, you know, people are saying Democrats never take responsibility for anything. Regina, I would say politicians don't take responsibility for anything. I did like the State of the Union protest show. I was there live. They actually had this woman, Charlene, who was an Epstein survivor. And it was so emotional because I got to say, it's not like Trump invited one of Epstein's survivors to speak at the State of the Union, but at the People's State of the Union, they did have this woman speaking. And, you know, it's just like.
And that common sense approach is missing. Like, first and foremost, of course, we want to stop talking about it, is his word, what he's trying to say. First and foremost, I'm so sorry for for what the survivors have been through. We're missing that. Yeah.
It's a lot of misunderstanding. And then there's a lot of assumptions. You know, the problem is that assume everybody is a radical left. People assume everybody is a radical right. I just saw your text. Do we even know what that guy shared? I don't even know what that was. It looked like something.
We don't even put attention.
I don't even know. I mean, that's what happens when you ask, you know, somebody to come on and have a conversation. They immediately show some disgusting video because to actually come on and have a respectful dialogue, you know, like this Regina's in the comments saying all this stuff, but doesn't, you know,
so vile,
you know, and there's the thing they say, you know, Democrats weren't interested in Epstein until now. And I tell everybody all the time, because they're on the list. I will give it to Trump that he unleashed this list. I think he thought he could beat it. You know, I think he thought he had Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and loyalists where he thought he'd be able to, you know, release it and not. But I think he underestimated the severity of it.
And to address Regina, we should hold people accountable, even in the Democratic years that did not pursue these investigations as well.
Especially because you have to think this has been going on. You know, you could go back, you could blame Bush, Obama. I'm sure it's been going on, obviously, since Clinton. You know, I think the thing is they knew how destructive it was. Now, I don't know why Trump decided to release this, but I give him credit for breaking the Epstein files and really opening up. I don't think it's in his best interest, but I do appreciate that he is actually the one. He can take credit for that of actually getting this information out. And, you know, we should all want this release, no matter who is on the list. That, you know, it really is. And I think the thing that people need to realize is, and I've realized this, like maybe 1 out of 10 Republicans are the radical, crazy people who you would assume all 10 are. And then the radical left, there's probably one radical left who they all think of. You know, it's like the problem is we think of the worst example all the stereotypes of left or right. And then we assume, if people talk to me, they understand. I don't consider myself left. When I was in DC, I was visiting my friend, and he's one of the top GOP campaign consultants. And like, how do you live in California? And they think homelessness is everywhere, and that we love, and there's all the fraud. And it's just like, there's fraud and abuse in every state, every place in the world. And to think anybody likes this, but I think they assume, oh, Sam, you're a lefty, and so you're that worst, most radical of the left that I have in my mind, that I've been regurgitated and fed on TV, instead of talking to me and seeing like, oh, Sam's, my friend was saying, I was like, I think we need to figure out solutions for homelessness. It's not fair that an encampment can be in front of my house or wherever it is, and that my daughter and I can't walk down the street. There has to be some solutions to this. But this is the problem. You see, this Regina, who I think is just probably some kind of a troll, you're all bad. Well, that's a YOU''RE, Regina. So obviously your English is not good in your grammar.
Yeah, try to take your anger out somewhere else.
Liars, liars, pants on fires. I never heard the likes of such liars. Yeah.
Here's the thing, too, is that by policy, even if you ask Democrats, we would want the borders closed. Like, there are certain things we absolutely agree upon. And we've been made to believe that all of us just want to give everything away for free, and that we don't care about our borders. And none of that is true. Those are all fallacies in order to create this anger that you're seeing from Regina, right? To rile them up to think someone's going to take away their piece of the pie. And that's not how it works. There's plenty for everybody.
And that's the thing. It's these billionaires, these corporations who are taking our piece of the pie. It's not illegal immigrants. They say, oh, illegal immigrants are driving up the price of houses. And it's like, people are not fleeing, being murdered, getting to our country with nothing, and then all of a sudden can afford to buy a home. It's for the highest.
And by the way, Trump is suing the American people.
That's the part too. Yeah. Trump is suing the American people. He took $10 billion. He took $10 billion for this Board of Peace thing. Who approved that?
Right.
Again, from the American people, and he's going to manage the funds. He took all that money from the oil they took from Venezuela, put it in an offshore account in Qatar that it's just, I would like if people would say, replace this. Like if Biden did this, we'd be livid. All of us, all Democrats would be like, this is insane. Impeach this guy.
All they care about is he probably jokingly called a child a roach or something.
Maybe. And you know what? Even if if Biden did say that, I don't put it past him. I don't put it past Biden to be a racist. Democrats act like they're better, but a lot of times they are the same. They don't let it out in the open as much. So
I agree.
It's something, but I do have to kind of wrap it up because I have to go pick up my kids. But this has been we have 300 people on the live feed today. So it's really, this is almost a record for me.
Let's take a moment and send some energy that Nancy Guthrie is found safely.
Yeah, I agree.
So thanks for having me.
That would be wonderful news. And look, I think honestly, Ilana, I think it's going to be somebody like yourself who cracks the case, because your dedication to it, your research has just been way more thorough than the FBI, than the local police.
Everything I find, I'm sending to them.
Yeah, and that's great, and I really think you should, because that was the latest message that I saw today from Savannah. She's begging, like, if you think you saw something, you think something off, please say it. When you're desperate like she is now, it's people like us that, could be the one to solve this case,
Keep the candle lit. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And I'll definitely, if you have anything more, just, you'll pop back on the show. Feel free. You're always welcome here.
Bye, Regina. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. See it. You see that? What's amazing, Regina, is, yes, I am a sun worshiper, obviously. Dem stole the election. That's a problem, is people are too stuck in the past. There's no proof. The only proof now is that the Republicans are trying to steal the midterms right in front of our face. That's the irony of it all. But I mean, these midterms, look, a large part of Americans are not happy. I'm guessing Regina is like a Russian bot who is just not a real person and is kind of, people come up into my feed and they like to just kind of spread this hate and won't come on the show and actually have a conversation. That's why I post the link to my show in the comments. So these keyboard warriors who like to come on and call me names and call people names that they don't know. You call me violent. You say I'm a liar. You hear in my voice, I'm not a violent person. I've actually never really gotten into a fight in my life. No, I worship the sun because I worship the sun, the ocean, our natural resources. I don't eat human flesh in any rituals. I think you're misguided, Regina. And if you want to come on the show sometime and actually share your opinions, you're more than welcome, because I'm interested. I'm interested that you feel this way. And I'm here to spread the good word that no, not all Democrats are these crazy lefties that you might think. And I realize not all Republicans. I have family, I have friends that are MAGA Republicans. And, I believe in bringing everybody to the table and listening. And let me hear your experience, why you're angry about things. I'm not angry. I'm angry. I'm a sun worshiper. I worship the sun. I don't think that's the definition that you're saying. I worship the sun, but I don't eat. I'm not a cannibal. I love sushi. I like raw fish, but yeah. So thank you, Regina, for pitting me. Again, Regina, if you had the guts, you would come on the show and show your face instead of sitting in the comments. Prove you're a real person. I've got 1 minute left for you, Regina. If you want to come on the show and express your opinions to the world, please come on. Please come on. Here is the link right here. Copy and paste it. You're mute. That's funny. Well, how convenient. You don't seem very mute in the comments, Regina. I know sign language. Come on and do sign language, or come on in and type it. You have a disability, you're mute. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'd like to still see your face. There's the link to the show. If you have the guts, you're not very mute in the comments. You've got a lot of opinions, so if you want to share them, and you're a paraplegic too. Okay. That still doesn't mean you're obviously typing in my comment section. So that tells me that you're able to copy and paste and come on the show. What it sounds like, Regina, is that you're scared to have a conversation with me. I'm not violent. I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to spread love. So maybe next time, maybe tomorrow, you'll get your guts up to come on the show and talk. You have a computer. Okay, great. So next time. Well, guys, this is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. I'm so excited. We are at 300. I got to take a picture of this. 303 people in the live feed. I appreciate anybody. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and my TikTok at Secret Service Sam. I am going to be in Naples, Florida at Off the Hook Comedy Club on April 1st. If anybody who wants to come see me do stand-up live, it's going to be a great, fun show, and be doing some of my original songs, a lot of comedy, talking with the people. Might bring some people on stage for a twerking competition. You never know what will happen at a Secret Service Sam comedy show. I wish everybody well, light, love, health, safety, and laughter. Even you, Regina, even you. I really wish you the best, okay? And I don't eat people, all right? So you guys, if you have any stories you want me to talk about, and please bring Nancy home. If you're out there, kidnappers, and you're watching this, just bring her home. Get your money and bring her home. Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of the world.
Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?